there is a re-attempt to narrate our history in its true sense, especially in the last few years. Many more of these stories are coming into the picture, and I think you've done a wonderful job of putting these stories together. And especially only when you knit them together is when you get a different perspective and you get the actual picture of what our freedom struggle was.
Right.
Before we proceed further, I'm still curious about what the Tokyo Chef is.
Okay. In fact, he again is one of the most unspoken people in India. I was surprised that I actually came across few Bengalis also who had not heard of him. The current generation of Bengali, the young youth of Bengali today. The name of this person is called Rash Behari Bose.
Right.
And he is the Tokyo Chef. So now I'll just tell you a little bit about Rash Behari Bose. Rash Behari Bose had escaped to Japan, but before his escape, he had tried to have an assassination attempt on Lord Hardinge.
Right.
During that time, he was connected with Savarkar and Ghosh, during that period. And Lord Hardinge was the Viceroy of India. So you can think about that he was the Prime Minister of India during that time, the Mountbatten of India. And they were so scared, the British got so scared about all these violent activities which were happening in Calcutta, that they decided to move their headquarters or the capital from Calcutta to Delhi. And there was a ceremony and everything, and they decided to kill Hardinge on that day itself. And they missed it by a very small margin, but it left Hardinge very incapacitated. Somehow during that time, Rash Behari Bose escapes from the scene, not arrested, and his cover is not blown. But he again was involved in the Gadar movement with Lala Hardayal. And what happens during this time is that he gets busted. His name gets busted. Somehow he manages to go ahead and escape all the way to Japan. Because again, you have to understand, Japan was not connected with any country. So he just managed his way through Japan. And from what I understood, that it was Rabindranath Tagore who actually helped him escape and, go to Japan and settle down. Now, once he landed in Tokyo, he needed to earn a living, right? So he he became a chef at this restaurant called Nokumura. And by the way, that restaurant still stands in, not the original restaurant, but that restaurant is still there in Nokumura. And he became very famous for a curry called chicken curry. It's called the Indo curry in Japan. So the Japanese had never really been exposed to Indian food, but his curry became so famous that everybody in Tokyo knew about him. Now, who according to you has formed the Indian National Army? Who's the father of who founded Indian National Army? According to you?
In popular literature, it's known as Subhash Chandra Bose.
It's actually not Subhash Chandra Bose. It's actually Rash Behari Bose. Because his restaurant became so famous that during the restaurant, with the connections, he was able to get close to the rulers of Japan, the emperor and the military and all. And he made a deal with the Japanese that you've got all these prisoners of war in World War II, right? And Japan had even captured, Burma and, a lot of the Southeastern Asian, like Singapore was under their control. And he said that you give me all these soldiers and I'll make them the Indian National Army. So it was actually Rash Behari Bose's idea about this INA. And later in the course of things in my book, you'll understand how Subhash Chandra Bose actually joins him and goes through the INA. So that is actually the Tokyo Chef.
Very interesting.
Please remember to subscribe to us and switch on the notifications for this channel. For our other social media links, more content, and to support our work, please visit citti.net. Dhanyavad. Namaskar.